Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I am Scared Dad.
And I am Halloween Dan.
We are middle-aged men talking about Halloween. And today we're literally just talking about Halloween. It's a
Yeah.
basic conversation we're having. This is part two, so you're jumping into the middle of this randomness. So if you want to see part one, please make sure you go to Halloween Dance channel. We'll have the link down below. Thanks for joining us.
This year's one of them. It's a kind of I love seeing the American props, and I'm like always so blown away by what you guys get. And I think this year has been one of them years where even when I've been harsh about props that are on your side of the pond, I'm still amazed by them in a way. I'm still like, there is that kid inside me that's like, whoa, like even the really, like the ones we've like ripped apart from Spirit and stuff. There's still a bit of me that's like, it is cool though, like, because
Right.
I do love this stuff. It is amazing.
I haven't
And
been
I
into the
think,
spirit yet. I haven't,
yeah,
or mine
you
hasn't
haven't been
opened
in
yet.
one. Wow.
No, there's
Okay.
one in further up in the state in Woonsocket, but that store is usually smaller anyway. So I just was kind of waiting
Okay.
for our big one to open, but
Yeah, yeah.
I guess
Okay.
maybe today, September. I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
have to
get
check.
down there quick. Go and see that pop-up girl. Yeah. Ooh.
My big thing to see in person is really the Corpse Bride stuff. Just because I love
Yes.
the movies, and I'm so
Yeah.
tempted just to
That'd
like,
be so
kind
cool.
of like the Star Wars stuff. It's just like,
Yeah, just to
you
have
know,
it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, no, that would be so cool.
I don't know if I can convince my wife. Look, for $550, I can just have it,
I'm not using it for Halloween. I just really
right?
wanted
Uh,
them. Well, Hey, that's a thing. If you go down the sci-fi pirate theme, you could have the inside of the pirate ship like something from Star Wars inside. Like,
right?
whoa, mind bent moment here.
There you
Like,
go.
why is there a cyborg pirate? Oh, now I get it. Like, yeah, just like that cantina site. It's like,
Right?
that'd be
I'm just gonna do
amazing.
tell them it's a multiverse theme, right? Like if we have a
Yeah, we're just mashing it
multiverses
all up.
colliding, right? And this is what
Yeah, yeah,
happens.
yeah. That'd be amazing. That'd be so cool. But I mean, yeah, I have to admit, this year I have watched your stuff from afar going, wow, that is incredible. What an incredible season. And then I'm watching the UK season just go, oh, oh, so
Uh,
close, but no cigar. Oh, well. But it is what it is. We deal with what we deal with. It's fine. It's fine. I don't want to be too harsh because there are some people here who absolutely love. I mean, I will just say the Costco groundbreaking skeleton guy is incredible. I mean, he is enormous. I mean, I didn't realize how big this thing was. I know it sounds stupid. You can read the dimensions and they say, oh, it's 4 foot high and this, that, and the other. And then you actually see this thing and you're like, that is mental. That is so enormous in every way. I keep on seeing people in UK Halloween Facebook groups and stuff, and they're sharing pictures of them. They bought it, and there was like one with like a 7-year-old kid like posing next to it, and the kid just looked like this tiny little thing. I was like, what the hell is this thing? This is mental.
yeah, even
So
seeing it compared to, so I got the at-home one, right, which is a little bit smaller, about a foot smaller. And then we went into Party City, and they didn't have any for sale, but they had a display on. And I'm just like, wow, that is massive. Like it's impressive just
yeah,
by the sheer size of it.
yeah. I mean, I thought about trying to buy one. I was gonna, well, they're sold out at the minute, but I was gonna buy one, and I thought I've got like a bay window that sticks out from the side of our house with like a flat roof, so I could put him on that like he was breaking out. He'd be too big. He actually wouldn't fit on it. I
Right.
was like, this is insane. So, but very, very cool. I have to admit. That is probably, I have to say, I think that's probably the coolest thing that's come to the UK this year, which probably says a lot about the UK season.
That
But
static prop is the
the
number one.
starting prop is the best prop we've seen this year. Yeah, it's been pretty depressing, really, more than anything. But there's still. The thing I feel I let myself down on the most this year is I wanted to get hold of all props, John Doe. Do you remember John Doe?
Yeah, yeah.
And I wanted John Doe because I could have dressed him up as Frankenstein and he could have done exactly what I'm trying to build right
I
now.
thought somebody offered that to you on your
Yeah,
live
they
stream.
they did offer it to me and then they changed their mind.
Oh,
I was like messaging them. I was like, oh, yeah, you're going to sell me John Doe. And they were like, actually, I really want to keep John Doe. I was like, it's fine. I understand.
right.
I would also really want to keep John Doe. And I missed out because he was on Mad About Horror. I could have bought him for, I think it was £154, something like that. So not terrible. And I was almost buying him. And then I was like, but Costco's got to reveal their lineup soon. I'm just going to hang on just in case, which is a crazy thought process, but just in case they bring out something even remotely similar, I'm just going to just hang on a second. And then Costco was so late in delivering. By the time they had, and it was kind of disappointing, they'd sold out, and that's it. They're not getting any more this year, and that's it. So I failed, absolute failure of a year.
Yeah,
So
when you got a castle, you're making your own props. It's a
yeah,
good
that's
year.
it. Yeah, it's a good year in that respect. Yeah, it's if anything, it has allowed me to sort of focus on that kind of stuff a bit more, and I do always try to budget. I try to budget a bit, and it's sort of allowed me to go, well, do you know what? I'm not buying a big animatronic, so I will spend a bit more money on these lights, or I might buy myself a new smoke machine, or something like that. I can focus on those sorts of elements instead of spending it all on a great big animatronic. So,
And
so
next
yeah.
year, your channel's going to be funding your animatronics, right? So,
Yeah, okay. Yeah. On a side note, actually, have you had your first payments?
I got to fill out my tax information. I forgot to do
Oh,
that, so I haven't actually
okay.
received it yet.
No,
But
but it's there when it's
I'm
there.
creeping up to the $200 mark, though. So
Way, wow. Okay. So in the US, what is the minimum? What's the minimum then?
100, yeah.
It's
So
100.
I could have gotten paid out. I just forgot to send my
You just
tax
forgot
stuff
to
in.
tax them. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Ours is £60 here. It's sixty
Awesome.
pounds is the minimum, and I've reached that. And I did everything, but do you know what I found a bit confusing with the AdSense? It didn't. So I was waiting to be verified. I got verified, and then I was waiting for them to go. And now here's where you fill in what your bank details. Here was how we pay you,
Yeah, yeah.
and it didn't happen. I was like, am I missing something? I kept on going on to AdSense. I'm like, what am I missing? And then I randomly
Oh, see,
clicked
I
on
did that
my
part.
did yeah. So it didn't tell me anything. It didn't tell me how to do it, where to go to do it, nothing. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I'm
you have
kind
to
of
go in on
confused.
yourself, kind of, and do it.
That's
Well,
it.
same thing
So
with the
then,
tax information. It never told me at first. I had to like
yeah,
find it.
yeah. So I had to literally. So I clicked into my account, and then it was like, and then all these tabs came up, including one that said payment. I was like, oh, right, okay. And then I did the tax information and all that stuff, and I was like, okay. So I'm making the assumption that at some point this month that money will get paid to me, but I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Yeah. You've
Oh,
been killing it with videos, so I was like, it's gotta be making
yeah.
money now.
Well, it got paused for ages because I didn't have any verification. So because it was like mounting up, and then it went, we are suspending this because you haven't been verified yet, because they didn't send it through the post for ages, and then it was like 3 or 4 weeks passed, and then then they sent me a thing saying you still haven't been verified. Why not? And I said, resend me the post. And then like 5 days later, it got here, verified myself, and they went, right, start again. all the money had accumulated. They were like, right, you've got to start again now.
That's
So,
awful.
so there you go. It is what it is. But it's fine. We've crept there now. We've just
Right?
reached it just about. So
Even
yeah.
just like, so like I'm averaging like a couple bucks a day right now.
Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah.
But it's so cool to like log in and be like, oh, like my money had showed up and I didn't do anything,
That's
like
it. Yeah. I mean, I said that to Katie. She kept on, because she's shown very, let's just say, over the last few years, what I've been doing, she's sort of not very interested in what I'm doing. She's like, what are you doing? I'm doing I'm talking about my new prop. She's like, oh, okay. And she just wanders off into the other room. Like, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, wow, I've been verified. That means I can start getting paid. She's like, when does the money drop? I was like, calm down.
now
Not
she's
yet. And
interested.
also it's £60. So don't like, whoa, don't go on those spending sprees.
But you know
But
what though? As the
still,
channel grows,
yeah,
it'll
it's just
increase.
it's a nice thing. I never, like I've said in my own videos, I never did this to make money. This is not a money making enterprise. I do it because I love talking about Halloween, and yeah, I get to be my freaky self on
Right?
in the most freakiest of ways.
There you go.
And so if I got £1 for doing that, I wouldn't be bothered. It's anything is a massive bonus. So yeah, it's just the cherry on the cake, isn't it? That's all it really is. So I have to say, it hasn't motivated me to make more videos or do more videos or change anything. I have the same motivation I always have. I just do the same videos, chatting the same amount of nonsense
Right?
as always. And it's like, and that's what I mean. It's like an added bonus. I think it's like the whole subscriber thing. Like I noticed in myself, probably maybe the last 6 months before I reached 1,000 subscribers, I was probably getting more obsessed with that than I'd ever been before. Like I was really looking at the numbers, like, oh my God, I've gone up one. Oh my God, I've lost one. Like
Right.
I'd never really bothered paying much attention to it before that. And I was really sort of getting a bit obsessed about it in a weird kind of a way.
And you
So
see
I
that
think,
weird thing where like someone unsubscribes and you just like
yeah, oh,
you might have gained
it's
10 that week, but that one
yeah,
person drops off
it's
and you're
like a
like,
kick in the
right?
guts, isn't it? It's like
What
I
did I
think it's
do? What did I
that's it.
say?
That's all I think about. It's like, did they press my subscribe button by accident, or
Right.
like make a little story in my head of like they actually thought they were clicking on a Christmas vlogger or something, and it's like and they got the complete wrong end of the stick, and it's like it's so. I think because as well I've never to actually unsubscribe from someone, you don't just press you press unsubscribe and the thing goes up going, are you sure you want to unsubscribe? And you're
Right.
like, yes. You have to do double the work to unsubscribe.
It's a
So
double whammy.
it's like, oh wow, that guy really didn't want to be subscribed to me
Right.
anymore. So yeah, there's a bit of a gut punch, that, to be fair. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm happy with where I'm at right now.
I never thought I'd be here a year later,
No,
and
it's
I think
crazy.
I think I got lucky because I got on when Halloween's just for some reason is exploding now.
Yeah,
You've been on
yeah,
it before that happened, so
yeah.
it was a
I
slower
know.
beginning, and all of a sudden you're taking off too. And
Well, it's just like I said, it's such a different environment being in the UK. It's so different, and like, Katie's always like, "You should move to the US. We should move to the. Should we move to the US?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not sure the US are looking for British guys who work in home hardware stores, particularly. I'm not sure they're really needing that kind of immigrant. I think so. But yeah, honestly, it's so vastly different.
southern border's open, so you can just come on in right now.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I'll fly to Mexico and just creep
Right?
through the border. That's what I'll do. I'll be one of them illegals. But yeah, it's fine. It's what it is. I'm still sat here hoping beyond all hopes that one day the UK wakes up and we get that huge surge. I mean, I know it's always been big in the US, but like you've said, it's the last few years have just gone absolutely insane on even for you guys, right? And the UK is sort of but like watching your crest of wave, like up there, like going, when's our turn? Are we no, we're not now.
I'm just waiting. I still think so. You guys need to maybe find a couple other haunters. You need to start your own animatronic company over there
It would
because
be amazing.
you would
I just
kill
don't
it.
have the skill set. That's the problem. I don't know how to. I just don't have the skill set to
Yeah, but
make animatronics or
it's all made in China
made in
anyway.
China. That's
Doesn't
it.
matter, right? But if
Yeah.
you think about it, if you had a
Hmm.
company, right, that does it, I mean, all you have is Costco and a couple of small things, like,
It's true. It's true. It's really
and
depressing. It's
you know what I mean? Out,
yeah.
there's a market there, so
There is a
someone's got to
market
fill it,
there.
and I think,
Do you know what it is though? I think I'm always disappointed by that. We have big corporate stores just like you have in the US. They're not. These firms are making big money, and you think to yourself, you have the ability, like Home Depot obviously does, to speak to some Chinese factory and go, make us this, and this. What can you produce? We would need it at this price and ship it direct to us, and then we can put it out at the the best price possible. We have firms in the UK that could do that. They could do that right now, and they don't. And it's frustrating. It's like, why? Why are you choosing to bring out a load of Sunstar stuff again? It's and it is that thing of, I know I've said it, it's like a vicious circle. It's like Halloween isn't massive here. It's getting much, much bigger. Every year you see it get bigger, but it's still kind of a lower end holiday that gets very quickly overtaken by Christmas. So the stores are obviously thinking with their pockets, and they're with their wallets, and they're thinking, no, we don't want to just buy a load of really expensive animatronics for them not to sell. But then because they don't do that, they don't see what could be. You know what I mean? They don't even try. It's like, oh well, so no one does spend that sort of money with them because they've never given it a shot, and it's like a self-feeding, perpetual misery wheel.
Right.
So
See,
I
they
don't know.
then they should do like what we're seeing here now is like people are dabbling into more like Christmas animatronics, right? Because the Halloween stuff's doing well. So you'd think if Christmas was big there, they would start with some Christmas animatronics and then bring in Halloween stuff, you know?
The Christmas animatronics is probably, I'd say, is more of a thing. We do. It's weird though. I don't. They're more like I don't know. You do see like Santas and stuff that people have in their houses. You never see people put things like that out in outdoor displays or anything like that. It's always just lights and stuff here in the UK. But yeah, it's like now, like every store you go to, the Christmas aisle's 3 times as big as the Halloween one, and it's like, damn you, put it away. It's like, no, put it away. So yeah, it is. We have to work with what we work with. But yeah, it'd be cool to get on board with some Chinese company and start importing. The problem
I
is,
mean,
I just want them all. Like,
right.
oh, another one for me.
But I mean, honestly, it's like I don't know. There's only a few companies that make stuff really. Like you got
Yeah,
SBI, you've got
SVI, yeah,
Techie,
Techie, Jemmy.
Gemmy. It's not like there's a ton of companies that even really do this. What the hell is that? Is there a woodpecker hitting my house?
Really?
Hold on one second. I gotta poke my head outside.
No, just do it. What? What was it?
There's a woodpecker on my
Was
house.
it really
That means I gotta go check and see if I get bugs
a
crawling on the
hole?
side of my house or
Oh,
something.
right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Wildlife, nature. Hey.
All of a sudden, I
Yeah.
just hear this like knock, 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 knock. I'm like, where the hell's that coming from?
The
Yeah,
woodpecker's letting you know you've got ants.
right.
You've got termites. Oh, great! Another thing to solve.
Oh, don't even. Not this year. We've had too
No.
much stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We actually
No.
do have some ants that just started getting in, so I gotta take care of that.
Oh, really? I bet you get quite a lot because you basically live in the woods, right? So you basically.
Yeah, we have it treated around the base of the house, so
Mm,
I have to call the company and say, hey, it's not
mm-hmm.
working to get in.
No, I can come kill some ants for me. Yeah.
I have the house treated. We have traps for termites and stuff,
Okay.
so
Right.
hopefully it's
See.
not that. But if it is, they'll cover the damage
Hmm.
because we pay for it. So
Do you have to have your house tented when you do that? Do they do? Is that a thing when you do termites and stuff?
um, I mean, maybe if
Like
they
to
had to bomb the
fumigate?
whole
Yeah, I
house,
was going to
yeah.
say, do they bomb it? Yeah.
If it was just localized, they would just treat the area, I think. But
Hmm. Just find it interesting because we don't have that here because all our houses are brick, so they're like everything's brick. you just have to. You just have to make. So if we have something go wrong, it really goes wrong. It's like, oh god.
right,
It's like our house is a relatively new house, and every year for like Britain is probably the stormiest place in the. It's just constantly windy. Yet the firm that built our house seems completely nonplussed about the idea that the roof has to be able to cope with wind. It's like
really.
they were like, yeah, it's fine. It's like, no, literally every single year there's a storm and tiles fly off our roof. And we live in Britain. This is not
Oh,
normal.
jeez.
You need to sort this out. And they're like, It's storm damage. Yeah, it is storm damage, but no one else's houses are damaged. So what's
Right?
like, so it's not, is it? It's the house. There's a problem. You haven't put our roof on properly, and they're like, yeah, nah, that's not our responsibility anymore. Sorry, you bought the house. Bye. Great, thanks.
Oh,
Yeah,
frustrating. Oh my God, he's doing it again. Can you hear
is
it?
it? I can't hear it. No, no, I can't hear it. No.
1 second. One
What
second.
is it? I want to know what it is.
I
Has he
wanted to see where
gone?
it
Is
was
he still
banging.
there?
Well, he flies away, but he'll probably be back. I didn't see anything where he was
How
pecking.
weird.
I don't know. Anyway,
Anyway, nature aside. So I don't know how we finish this video really, because it's just a bit of a chat really. But I don't know. I don't know. I suppose we just sort of say, what are our hopes for the Halloween season? I don't know.
that sounds like a thing, right?
I don't know. That sounds like something. I don't know. I
I
mean, what are
think
you, what, how, okay. So how are you hoping? What is your image for Halloween? If it all works out and everything goes to plan, how's it going to look? How's it going to work?
so. If it goes to plan by the end of this week, all my stuff for my friend's haunt is done. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Get that in,
That's
get that established,
tick number
and
one.
then uh, the other thing is I get some videos out this week, including this one, right?
Part two,
Check.
three,
Uh,
4, 5.
and then I think really for me, it's just like, can I pull the pirate ship together and make a cool little haunt that kind of has reason to exist on its own, right? Because now it's going to be separate from the other one. And then just getting my other props out and just kind of somehow bringing it all together in
So
the
this
very
year,
limited time I have.
so you're doing a party. Did you say you're doing a party for your son's whole class
Yeah,
again? Is that right?
we're trying to decide if we're going to go quite as big or not. My wife keeps saying we don't have to go as big. I was like, yeah, but how do we not include it? Now they had a thing with the school now, so they've compacted the three classes into two. So instead of 18 kids each, they're like 25, 26 kids apiece. So now it's like, well, and a lot of his friends are in the other class anyway. So how do we not
Right.
invite the whole
Okay.
second
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
third
Yeah.
grade
Of
now,
course. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So we
Okay.
probably are.
That's you are a glutton for punishment. You really are.
Once we open that can of worms, it's like, how do you put
That's
it back?
Yeah. That is yeah. I mean, we have nowhere near as big a party for our kids, and I'm not gonna lie. I am contemplating not doing it this year. I was like, whoa. Like, I've not told the kids about this yet. I was just like, I'm trying to think about how the week goes. And because we take part, there's this thing that happens in our village where we do this spooky spider trail thing where people, because they're off, people are encouraged to take their kids to see the displays and they have to find a spider in the displays. So I like my haunt to be ready for a particular day, and it's usually the Sunday before Halloween. Um, so then it's like, well, where do I fit this party in for the kids? Where do I do it on the Saturday? But really, I want that day to prep for the Sunday. And then it's like I could do it on the Monday because they're off, but at the same time, I kind of want to watch my display. I'd be,
Right.
like triggering things and stuff. And then it's like I could do it the weekend after, but then it's not Halloween anymore. And that kind of sucks a bit. And also because bonfire night happens here in the UK, like it's the Tuesday, but they do all like the big displays and stuff on the Saturday before it. So that's the next Saturday. So it's like, so we'd invite loads of people and they'd be like, sorry, we've got to be out of here because we're going to see the bonfire display. Like, okay. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what to do this year. I might just like pretend, oh, no one could come. Sorry.
And all the friends would be like, we never got invited.
Yeah, like, yeah, no. So Finn's not as bothered with it about the whole social interaction thing. He likes to have friends, but he's not as bothered. Ella, on the other hand, is very, very no. I need everyone here. They need to know it's my party. and I need to let them know that I do the best Halloween party. She's very, yeah.
Oh,
So
good luck then.
I know, no. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do.
Good luck. Good luck
Yeah,
navigating
no.
that.
My again, the same thing for me though. Every year, the only thing I ever pray for is good weather. I just pray for good weather. I'm literally praying to the gods of weather, like please,
No,
please,
no rain October.
no rain, no wind, just calmness, calmness, please. A bit of fog, that's okay, but no rain, nothing, please. Just, it never works. The rain gods do not listen to me.
No, that
So
killed me last year. That
yeah,
whole
yeah,
week going up to the party was,
yeah, horrendous. I mean, at least you don't have to deal with snow. I speak to so many people from Canada and the US who like every Halloween it snows.
yep.
So I'm
Yeah, we
like,
don't get
oh,
that
whoa,
usually.
that's bad. I mean, how do you deal with that?
I don't
Well,
know.
that's 2 feet of snow
And people
on
put their
everything.
animatronics out and they just cover the
Yeah,
boxes, but I'm like, I don't know, I'd be worried with snow, like
yeah, snow.
the
Yeah,
weight,
that's gonna.
right?
Yeah, the
Laying on
weight
the
and
being
just no.
soaking wet
Ooh.
and then
I mean, even
freezing,
just the
right?
cold, yeah, the freezing and stuff. I'd be worried about that. I mean, the moisture getting around, like you can't help but get a bit of condensation around these things usually.
Of
And
course.
then that freezes. I'd just be like, whoa, no, that's not going to work
No.
anymore. That's dead.
The biggest thing I think though for like what I look for every year is like just can I up the game a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and can
Yeah,
I make something that I am excited about. Other people, they're I don't want to say easy to please, but because they
it's
don't do
true.
it, it's just
Yeah.
you put up
It's
anything
like,
and they're like, yeah, it's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. This is it. And that's what I always have to remind myself of. It's like I'm a bit disappointed that so far at least I haven't bought a new animatronic. And I like to have some new element like that to surprise people with. And then every year I realize to myself, these people don't have a clue what's new and what isn't.
Right.
They come like last year I had so many people come up to me and go, I love your witch. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, the new Lethal Lily. And they'd be like, is that the one with the stirring cauldron? I'd be like, no, that's the Costco witch I've had for like 6 years. Like,
That's
have
funny.
you only just noticed her? And they were like, oh, no, I thought she was new. And it's like, you realize you're like, I'm putting so much pressure on myself
Right.
to have all these new, amazing, flashy things. And the people just come and they're just like, oh, that's new. And yeah, they just like it, and that's the thing. They like anything. You could literally just put, I don't know, a skeleton out there spinning around on an axle, and then people be impressed. They would. I think as well in the UK. I could be wrong. I think our audience is a bit easier to please. I'm going to say because they just do not expect it. Like my house, people genuinely pull over on the road because they just have not seen anything like it. They
Yep.
just are like, "What are you doing? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, no, I'm not okay. I'm not okay." So
Right.
yeah, it is. They are very much easily pleased. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, you get some of that. We don't get any of it, because we're so far off the road. But if you see like a really big display, people maybe not stop, but they'll slow down, to kind of see it, because you still don't get, if you get like a 112 foot or 2 foot, you see kind of that more now, like the big skeletons. But to do like a display like you have, where there's a bunch of stuff, you still don't see
yeah,
a lot of that here.
really okay.
Yeah, at least not where I am. Like there's spots, so you might get,
Mm,
maybe one every neighborhood or two or something
okay.
that's not as big as you, but like has
Mm-hmm.
stuff out,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
but it's not as huge here. Now, probably if you're like up near Salem and stuff like that, there's probably more people
Okay.
that
Well,
partake,
yeah. I think with me as well, it's just packing a lot into a small space. It's like I've got a small space to play with, and I just fill every inch with something. If I see a blade of grass, I'm disappointed. I'm like, no, tombstone on that blade of grass right now. And
It's
then,
funny though because I don't looking at yours, I don't get the impression like sometimes you look at people that do that and it's like
mm,
overwhelming, it doesn't work.
yeah,
I think I don't know, the way you do it works. Like you've got your
uh,
scenes, and I
yeah.
think
I
it's
tried to set it up to make a bit of sense, a
right.
little bit of sense. I tried to have like I'm like, this is where the graveyard ends. This it's the bit where the castle goes is the bit what will go. is the bit that makes the least sense in my whole haunt, because that's the bit where I basically went, I don't know what to do with this bit. So I'm just going to put a dragon here and some banjo skeletons. And I was like,
Right.
I don't know what this area is. The other two areas are quite well defined. And that one is just like free for all. Like just,
Graveyard,
which is,
witches.
it's a bit of everything. Like the graveyard sometimes encroaches a bit further onto it. And then I'm
Right.
like, well, I've got a headless horseman now. Graveyard kind of goes quite well with him. So
Right.
I can maybe put a tombstone next to him. Yeah. And it
And now
just
you've
sort
got
of,
the graveyard leading up to the castle makes sense, right? You've
yeah,
got
yeah. Well, this is it. I might have to make some new tombstones now just to fill a bit
to
more
fill it,
space.
right?
Because as well, I've got my Wailing Phantom, who
Yep.
usually sits quite close to the front of the horn. And I'm kind of toying with the idea of putting him in the doorway of the castle.
Oh,
So,
there you go.
so I've got a gap now. I got a space I need to fill with
Bring
something.
back the
So,
pirate ship.
yeah. No, no,
They're
no,
sieging
no
the
way.
castle.
I've still got to take that thing apart. It's behind my shed right now, and Katie's just like, "When is that thing going?" I'm like, it's gonna go, but it's probably got to get used to build something
Something
else."
else, right?
Yeah. So for me, it's all about, as long as I can get my castle looking pretty good, and as long as all my animatronics work, and the weather, at least a little bit of the time, mostly Halloween itself, plays ball, it's a good season for me.
Yeah.
Like last year, I called last year like a vintage season for me because it worked out brilliantly. Everything was working, everything, the weather was okay. And it was, yeah, and I was like, yes, this was a good year. So you can guarantee this year won't be as good.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
It'll be fine. It'll be
I get a
fine.
good
We'll
feeling
do.
about this year.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm feeling more positive about it, and I'm glad I'm where I'm at with my castle and stuff. At least I've got that put together. So, because when with the pirate ship, when I was constructing that, it was like beginning of October, and I basically had some pieces of timber. Like, I'd better start putting these together. I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah, which was why it was so poorly themed. It was just like, now, oh, I built it, yay! I've got no pirate stuff. I'll
yeah,
buy
you
a
can't,
flag on eBay,
right?
quick.
That's the thing. You can't even buy a lot of pirate stuff, so
Yeah, it's weird, really weird. That so weird,
I
but
know. I
yeah.
lucked out this year with two
Mm.
pirates. I mean,
No. Nautical theme. It's been a good year for nautical theme. But
yep.
yeah.
I
How's your
would like,
treasure chest going, by the way? I know you said you were going to try and
yeah, I
do
haven't
like a
done it yet.
projection, and
I'm trying
that's a
to
good
figure out,
idea.
I might, it all depends on space. I might, instead of doing the projection there, I was thinking of maybe just rigging Mr. Dark behind it to try to like hide him, right? So it's like up
Yeah.
high and then he just
Very
comes up
cool.
over it.
That's a good idea.
But
There's always ways of doing things.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
then it
very
might,
cool.
I had like the projection on the mist that came down. So I might put the projection there instead. That I was thinking. I don't know. It's all going to come down to timing and does do things that I had last year still work? How much am I
Yes.
redoing? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the thing. It's like you could make all these plans, don't you? And then I don't really get my animatronics down until probably the end of September usually.
Right.
And then you discover that something has died over the. It's just like, oh no!
Yep.
I was like, I don't know what I'm actually going to do now. I actually haven't got a clue. So, but yeah, it's. I'm sure it'll all work out. I'm very excited for it. It should be a lot of fun. So,
Absolutely. I think it's we're going into prime season now, you know.
prime season. This is it. It's all happening. So I've still got a few stores I want to go see, and every now and again the UK does surprise you. So I'm quite excited. You never know what might appear. Even the simplistic things I've got. I got that zombie guy from Asda the other day, and yeah, so he just goes, but he looks okay. I'm actually quite impressed with him. He's a Sunstar prop, but he's not a. I mean, there's Sunstar props and there's
Some stuff,
Sunstar
right?
props. So,
Exactly. Yep.
so this is one of the okay ones, So it's
Yeah,
all
I
right.
think a prop like that, it's like I don't really want my zombie saying anything else anyway, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
And you really
exactly.
just they just kind of
He's
move
just
like
kind
that
of
anyway, you
moving a
know?
bit, and it's like, yeah, I can live with that. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's
That's
all
I think
right.
that's exactly what you
Bit of an
want from
impulse buy there, but it was fine. It's okay. £50, I can live with it.
right? Yeah, no, I think it's if I can impress myself, right? That's what it comes down to. Because every year it's like if I can do something that we're at the end of the day, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm proud of this, you know? Because my big thing is like I always have like plans way up here, right? And then time down here, and then I tend to procrastinate sometimes too. So now it's like now how
Yeah,
do I get up here quickly, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah,
so if I can
yeah.
get halfway to where my original plans were, I'm doing pretty
Mm,
good.
that's it. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I'm always like very hard on myself about things, and I'm like, that didn't look that good, and this didn't look terrible. This looked terrible, and that didn't work out. And then like what I like to do is when I've set everything up, there's usually at least one day where it's set up and I have to go to work. And what I'll say to Kate, I'll be like, right. Like I ring her and I'm like, I want you to make sure everything's switched on. She's like, why? I'm like, because I'm about to walk home. So I walk home from work. I'm lucky enough that I can walk home from work. So I walk home from work and I can see, and I'm approaching my house. And I'm like, I want every light on, every animatronic on, everything needs to be on so that I can see it and pretend I'm a stranger walking
Right.
up to it and
Yep.
just judge it as a stranger for a second. And if I walk towards my house and it's lit well and I can see stuff moving and it's like and the shadows on the house and I'm like,
Yep.
yes, that's it. It doesn't matter the things that have failed. It looks good and I'm happy with it. So yeah.
Definitely.
Mm. And one year, I was so pleased. One year, I was like, I had that year with the police where they came. I thought I was under arrest, and then there was. It was not last. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. I was crossing the street, and a guy had pulled over by the hedge over here, and he was he was like trying to jump to look over the hedge because he couldn't figure out how to get to our house from the road,
Oh,
and he was like
okay.
trying to jump over the hedge, and I was like, "There's a path that just cuts through here if you want to go see it," and he was like. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? I was like, yeah, that's my house. I was like, yes, that's amazing. I love it.
Yep. Those are the moments, right?
I
You
love it.
live
It's
for.
just little things like that when people are like, "This is amazing." It's like, and the last year as well, I walked out. I felt, I always felt embarrassed that I lived in my own house for a second because I walked out to go check on something, and someone was recording my haunt. They were filming it. I don't know what for, but they were filming it, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'll just go back into my house. Like, I've just ruined your video of my
Uh,
house.
that's
And
funny.
my wife was like, "What's wrong? I thought you were getting that thing from the car." I was like, "No, no, stay in the house. There's someone outside filming the display. Like we were just trapped in our house for like half an hour.
That's too
Like,
funny.
don't disturb the person who's come to see our display." Like,
That's awesome.
it's amazing. I love it. Katie's like every year it gets to that week, and she's like, "We should go away somewhere. We should go on a trip." And I'm like, no, no, because I want to sit and watch my display. I just want to look through the blinds.
You
Like,
do all you do all that work. You want to enjoy it
and
too,
I just
you
want to
know?
enjoy it. I said to her, I was like, it's like she really loves football. And I'm like, it's like if you had prepared, watched all the matches leading up to the final and then didn't watch the final.
Right.
This is my final. This is
Exactly.
my I want to peep at people like through the blind, looking at my stuff and making sure everything works and stuff. So
Have you ever thought of like just putting like a camera out or something just to see like,
I have thought about it. I've got my Ring camera that's not doing as well at the minute. It's not playing ball very well, but
oh, really?
I have thought about putting up cameras just. But then I was like, is that a bit pervy?
Right?
Is that a little? Is that crossing a line? I'm not sure. But I am a bit of a. I do get a bit of a thrill from seeing people's reaction to it. I love it when like I said before. I love it when they stick around long enough to notice the small details, and I'm like, oh look, they're reading my tombstones.
Right.
And it's so sad. It's so sad, but it's so satisfying at the same time. I absolutely love it.
Definitely.
So
What do your kids think of it? Are they still impressed by everything? Or are they
Finn is just like me. Like absolutely loves it. Wants to. Doesn't want to leave the house. Just wants to stay and watch it all day. And he gets a bit of a buzz. So like he goes outside and he'll come inside like my little reporter, like the spider stopped working or something, and I'll be like, oh right, quick, get some batteries.
Yeah.
And so he's outside keeping guard of it all day, and then people come along and he's like, that triggers in a minute. If you go and stand there, he'll start working, and he's basically pointing everything out like that'll move in a minute.
Right.
Oh, look at this thing. This has got to come out, and so he does love that.
Yeah.
Ella, she does enjoy it, but I think there's still a little bit of her that's a bit scared of it at the same time. She's not
Oh
into
yeah.
like, she's a bit of a scaredy cat in a strange way, and she doesn't like blood, and not that mine's a bloody, gory kind of thing, but she hates all of that kind of stuff. And so she's very, very, she likes the adulation, if you like. She likes that people know our house and go, oh, yours is that spooky house, isn't it? But at the same time, she's kind of like, yeah, I'm going to go inside, to be
Yeah.
honest. I'm not that bothered. So,
It's
how are
funny
your
that
kids with it?
she's all about the party, right? But
Oh
not
yeah, she's
doesn't.
all about the party. It's all about the party and the costume that she can wear. And
Yeah.
even the other day, I had to go in our attic to get a few things down, and she was like, "Can you get me my costume? I want to do something with it, so it's ready for Halloween." I was like, "You do know it is August. Well, it was still August."
Right.
And she was like, "No, I just want to adjust it and get it ready for the party." Okay, right, fine, whatever. So yeah, but yeah, how are your kids with it? I mean, your kid, is he,
So yeah. So Solomon is like he's um
how old are your kids
it's
again?
he. So I just have the one. Just have
Hmm.
Solomon. He's
Just Solomon, sorry, yeah.
yeah. He's 8. So
He's
he's
eight,
going
yeah.
into third grade.
Okay.
Because we've been doing it for a few years. I don't think he's as impressed.
Okay.
Like he doesn't like he he likes it. And he likes
Mm-hmm.
having the party and being
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the talk of
Talk
the
of the
school
town.
for a
Yeah.
couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's more into he likes talking about me being on YouTube. It's like like at like Home Depot and I'm looking at stuff and someone comes up, he's like, my dad has a Halloween channel. I'm scared at
Ah,
him, just like
yeah.
"Shh, don't say anything.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I'm a 45-year-old man with a Halloween channel. Stop.
That's it. I'm
Right.
exactly the same. Exactly
Uh,
the same.
Not that
Yeah.
I don't care, but like it feels
This
weird to like brag about it, right? It's like,
Katie does it though every now and again. Like we'll be out like with some friends that maybe we don't see as often anymore, and we'll be meeting up for a meal or something, and she'll go, Dan's got a YouTube channel, you should follow it. It's Halloween Dan. And I'm like, whoa, hang on, whoa. And she's like, you're on YouTube. Anyone can watch it. I'm like, I know, but I don't want people I actually know watching me. Like, I don't want them to judge me.
right?
No, I have to talk to these people in the real world occasionally.
It's
Shh.
funny. It's weird when like people that like outside of that reference it, and it's like, oh, like you watch that? You watched it?
Yeah, I know. My brother's kids started watching me a couple of years ago now, and they'd be like, "We've been watching you on YouTube, Halloween, Dan." I was like, "Yeah, okay,
How old
chill
are
out."
they?
Well, his oldest Connor he's how old is he? He's 10, going on 11, and then he's got a daughter Nell, and I'm thinking she's 6. Yeah, she's 6. So
So
yeah, so
close to your
they're
kid's age, and then right?
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of close to my kids' age. So they're a similar age. So they kind of get along. But it's this whole thing of, and then as it gets close to Halloween, they want to come round to my house to hang out with our Halloween display and go trick or treating around our neighborhood
Right.
because I'm Halloween Dan, and it's like, oh, it's like don't cringe, don't say it like that. But yeah, it's fun. It's weird every now and again when someone will, like, we went to the pub the other night, and and one of our friends was just like, "Oh, I saw your castle video. It's looking good." I'm like, "You saw that?"
Right.
And he was like, "Yeah, it's looking really good." I'm like, thanks, I suppose."
Yeah. You gotta embrace it, right?
Yeah, that's it. I've got this rep now. Even if they don't see the YouTube channel, you have that rep of being the Halloween guy. That's the Halloween guy. Like, I have people coming to work and they're like, "Are you that Halloween guy?" And I'm like, "Oh God, please don't be saying you've seen my channel." And then I'm like, "Yes," and they're like, "Yeah, I saw your display last year. I didn't realize it was you." And yeah, you're the Halloween guy. I was like, yes, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Like, are you doing it again this year? I'm like, mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Every year till
Bye.
I die.
See you later. I like it. I like it. It's weird that I like it more than I probably should like it. Like I like the reputation of being the creepy Halloween guy.
Yeah. I think it's fun. Hey, you might as well be known for something, right?
That's it. My brother said to me last night, he was like, we kind of take the mick out of it. We have banter with each other. And he
Right.
was like, I was like, God, Mark, is your personality nothing more than smoking and drinking? And he was like, well, it's better than my personality being Halloween and eating cheese. I was like, oh, is that my whole personality? The guy who likes Halloween and eats cheese. Oh, stake through the heart.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that reputation. The guy who
right?
eats cheese. That's my other thing.
Is
Cheese and
that the other
Halloween.
channel?
Just that's the other channel. Cheese
Cheese.
Dan. Cheesy Dan. Yeah, that's me.
Should make Halloween ornaments or displays out of
Out of
cheese,
cheese,
right?
yeah. Have the fondue. Go
Right.
in. Cheese fondue, anyone?
Have a cheese. Make a cheese lantern. Get one of those big wheels,
Yeah. You know
right?
what? I think we've just discovered my new genre.
There you go.
Hey, this is it.
They
Yeah.
say to go niche,
Cheese.
right?
Niche cheese display. Hey, you could do worse.
We were at a store the other day. My son saw one of those, those big cheese wheels. He's like,
Okay, yeah.
Dad, can we get this? I was like, it's $500. I'm like, nope, you don't need a $500 cheese
Yeah.
wheel,
Yeah, let's just get a giant cheese wheel. It'll take us 30 years to eat it and it'll
right?
be
Let's go.
rotten.
Well, let's go get a couple slices of cheese over here. A couple bucks.
No, thanks. No, I eat too much cheese. I'm going to give myself a heart attack. Basically, I just eat cheese. That's constant. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what else I'm saying now. Got
Right?
on a tangent about cheese.
I don't even know how we market this
I
video.
don't know. I'm not talking about cheese randomly. Anyway, I
Halloween,
think
Halloween banter
Halloween
with,
banter, talking nonsense about Halloween stuff. It's
right?
just, this is the thing though, and I've said it before. It is, I think these videos sometimes, the thing that I get the impression a lot of people like about them is when we do just generally chat absolute nonsense about
Right.
Halloween stuff.
I think
Because
people like that,
they do like that. Because I like that. I like
right?
watching that when people are just chatting nonsense about whatever it is I'm interested. Usually Halloween. It's like if you try to make it too specific, some people will tune out. You're like if you're just having a general conversation, it's like people feel like I'd like to join in on that conversation about
Right?
cheese. It'd be fun. So yeah,
It's me, Cheese Dan.
that's cheese Dan. I like some cheese. So weird.
Uh,
I don't know. So, yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm looking
Anyway,
forward to seeing
the cheese display.
your work
Mm,
for that. Yes,
yeah,
and your other stuff
cheese.
that you're working on. I was going to say that
Yeah,
the finished castle, but cheese,
the
right?
cheese display. Yeah, yeah. No, it's looking pretty good. I'm just like I say. I understand it's got to be a big sail in the wind, so I've got to really anchor that thing down. So yeah, it should be fun. It'll be work. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I'm actually
Mm.
worried about the actual sail in the wind at my house
Yeah.
because
You've got to keep it. I think you've got to keep the bottom half loose, just like
yeah,
to
you gotta,
flap
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
wind. I
I think
think
it's gonna
that's the
be
way forward.
kind of shredded, right? So the wind goes
Yeah,
through it.
that's the way you got to do it.
We got some really light posts. They're 20 feet. Originally, I was gonna do 20 feet from the ground, but now that I changed my mind and put the pirate captain on top of the railing, so now I have to kind of like squeeze the mast behind him. There's not a lot of space there. It's only like the 4 or 5 foot space. So I got to figure out how to put that behind him. And then I think 20 feet high from my second story might be too high. I don't
Maybe a
know.
bit exposed,
Uh,
possibly.
so we'll see. That might get cut down
Mm.
to like a 12 foot or 15 or something. We'll
Still
see.
impressive. Still impressive. And this is the thing again that we've just talked about that people will be impressed. If I walked up to your house and saw anything that remotely looked like a pirate ship, I would be impressed. So, and that's what I mean. People were impressed with my clearly ripped apart pallets partly kind of looking a little bit like the front of a pirate ship, surrounded by a blue tarpaulin to make it look like sea. And they were like, "Wow, how did you come up with this?" I was like, I screwed some wood together. That's literally all I did.
Had a lot of
So
cheese one day and just went off and
I just yeah had a lot of cheese and went on a rampage. We built a pirate ship. So
uh,
yeah. My biggest thing though is like it's that thing of because I build everything in my back garden, I have to think about how things break down to get them onto the
to get it
front.
right.
Like and that's something I did with the pirate ship last year. I built it in my garden and then was like, how do I get this out? How do I
You just
actually
have
get
like a
this
regular
onto the
size
front?
door and gate to get out.
Yeah, it's just a gate that goes down the side of the house. So it's like so I only have one way in and out. I was like, can I lift it over the fence? No, I'll destroy it. I've got to get through this gate. Oh no, I'm gonna have to literally take it apart and reconstruct it on the
Did
front.
you? You had to take it
Yeah, that's
apart.
what I had to do. I managed to figure out a way to just literally slice it in half, so the two halves of the ship came apart. So it wasn't so bad. But so when I built the castle, I've had to literally be quite precise about the measurements. It's why it's the size it is, so that it can fit through the gate. So
Yeah.
because otherwise,
At
it'll
least
be a
with this
lovely
though,
castle in
at
my
least
back
with this
garden.
it's walls, right? So it's a little bit
Yeah,
easier
it's
though than
flat. I've been able to store it down the side of my shed, so it's been pretty good to be fair. So yeah. Katie's like, "What are you gonna do with it afterwards?" And I'm like, and she's like, "If you're gonna stay down the side of the shed for an entire year," I'm like, "No, no,
not an entire
I'm
year.
not the whole year, just 10 months of the year."
Right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Like I don't know. I was thinking of leaving it up all you make it a
Yeah,
Christmas
castle.
castle, right?
Yeah, you could definitely do that. You
You know,
know, hang some
Val,
nice Yule bunting or something along it or
right?
something. I don't know. Harry
Valentine's Day
Potter.
castle, put a little Cupid
Yeah,
in or something.
yeah. I mean, if you can make Hogwarts look Christmassy,
There you
I can
go,
make
right?
this castle look Christmassy. So yeah, let's do this.
There you go. So you can make it into a Hogwarts display.
Yeah, Hogwarts
Hang the
display.
little
Why not?
candles, right?
I even thought I toyed with it. I love Harry Potter. I don't know if you don't, it's fine, but I do.
Yeah, I do.
And
I like Harry Potter.
I love Harry Potter, and I did toy with the idea of changing my entire horn Harry Potter. Like I thought, I've got some key elements here. I've got a spider, big spider, yep. Witches, of course. I mean, not really well themed, but witches. Tombstones for graveyard scenes. They've got that. I just have to add the castle, and there you
Right?
go. You've got Hogwarts. That's it.
You're
I've got
good.
the whole thing going. So yeah, get some mannequins on like broomsticks, hang them up high. Poof, wow. But no, I think I'll just stick with classic Halloween for now.
I've been toying with the idea of next year. I thought about this last year, and I mentioned it in my end of the year video. I was thinking of doing a Hyrule Haunts and doing a Zelda themed
Oh
thing. And
wow,
all year I just worked towards making props. Because thinking
yeah,
about it, you make the pose like a
yeah,
standard
yeah,
ghost.
yeah,
You've got the
yeah, yeah,
skeletons.
yeah,
You've got the bats. You've got
yeah,
the re-dead, which are kind of like the zombie things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Of course, I'd have to make a
Wow,
really awesome Ganon, and then probably
that yeah.
Ocarina of Time Ganon is the coolest
Mm,
version.
mm.
Um,
That would be cool
but
though. That would be super cool.
so it's something I've toyed with. So maybe this is the theme going into next year.
Mm. The only thing is, it's like you'd go to all that effort, and then people would come and they'd be like, "So, what's this?
Right.
Is this?" And you'd be like, "It's Zelda. Can you not keep hello?" And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, yeah. Now I see it." And that I hate that. I
Right.
hate that when you've gone to such effort to make something look a very specific way, and and people
I
are
wouldn't
like,
know
is that who's that? Is that Elf? Is that like
it.
is that no it's not. Oh, it's Lord of the Rings. No, it's not.
Right.
Oh no, yeah, I
So
hate
what I
that.
have to do is outside of it, you'd have to put up a sign
Yes,
explaining what it is, so I don't have to deal
explaining
with
what
that.
it is. Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I
that's
thought it'd
it.
be cool. If it's like you going into a labyrinth, right? You could have the
Yeah,
Lymos, you have the. I
that's
go
a
more
really cool idea.
classic Zelda probably.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Well, of course,
You know, some some of those enemies, but
so
could be
cool.
fun. But everything with that is everything is kind of handmade, right? You gotta,
Yeah, that's a completely different thing, isn't it? Really, I mean, this. I mean, I'm guessing there's not many of your animatronics you'd be able to use in that theme. As in, you could maybe repurpose a few, I
right?
suppose. But
Yeah, skeletons. So,
skeletons, yeah,
could turn maybe a couple witches into Twin Rova, maybe.
yeah, yeah, I can
Um,
see that.
so
Hmm.
bats. You can use
Interesting idea.
bats,
Bats, yeah, you gotta
right?
have that. Yeah,
So
I think that's a cool idea. I like
it'd
the
be
idea of that.
be fun. So
Fun
I,
project.
I'm thinking maybe that's what I do, and that would force me to make more, and then still cover animatronics and stuff, right? But maybe try to get away from buying a bunch of them.
Yeah. But I tell you, sometimes making things, you realize you're like, I'm going to save so much money making this thing. And then you're like, oh, I need so many different kinds of paint. I need all this foam. And it's like, this is not cheap. This
I
is not a
actually
cheap thing.
I gave in and just even though it's a little small for what I want, I
Mm.
ended up buying the Home Depot pirate wheel because it's $60 for a moving pirate wheel. I'm like,
Yeah.
to make this is going to cost me more, and I don't have the time, right? And I'm just
Exactly.
like let me
Exactly.
get it while it's $60.
Yeah, that's too much of a bargain to pass up. Really, to be fair, I mean, it's $50 odd is nothing really on something that would take you hours to construct.
The pirate wheel
It
I
would.
wanted, I love the one with the ghost captain, but I'm not paying
Yes.
$350 for a pirate wheel.
No,
So
no. But I still can't believe those prices. They just when you told me the prices these things were at, I was like, no. How can they justify that when Home Depot is
right.
no, it's
A-
crazy.
And then when
Absolutely crazy.
their coolest prop, 400, and it's a 12
Yeah,
footer with
yeah,
eyes that move like
yeah.
he's a good price. He's a great
That's a good
price.
price. Yeah, that is a good prop.
But for $50 less, you can get a diving suit guy that literally just
Does
has one movement, just turns at the
that?
waist.
Yeah, yeah. Or you can spend. How much was that? The guy from Wednesday again. The
He's
what's his?
450.
Oh,
He's more expensive.
that's crazy. Why is he so expensive?
I don't know. I don't know. He
I mean, does he come with the fog machine? I'm guessing he doesn't. I mean, what? That's just insane.
he did look a bit better in person, but
Okay.
you still got a guy whose mouth doesn't move when he talks, and
No,
I don't know.
absolutely insane. I don't get it. But oh
So
well.
it's the whatever fees they pay for the license,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, I suppose that is it, I suppose. But of all the licensed things, you'd think that would not be the most expensive,
No,
really. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I watched the series and he wasn't even a particularly big part of the series. I mean, yes, he was, like he was in there, obviously constantly being talked about, but not, I don't know. It's just very weird that. That's a very odd thing. I don't get it, but oh well. It's not my problem. I'm not buying it. So
nope,
I
me neither.
wonder who did.
I
Be interested to hear.
know. I'd be curious to see what the sales are on those props.
I bet they're not great. I mean, maybe the Wednesday, maybe the cousin it, but I can't imagine that Crackstone guy being particularly well sold. Surely not. I
You think if
can't.
they're gonna do Wednesday, just make the rest of the family. I know they're not from the show,
Yeah,
but who cares? Like,
yeah, definitely.
hit the
Yeah.
nostalgia.
Next year that'll be the. I guarantee they'll add the. I can't remember the name of the other girl that plays alongside Wednesday, but like she's blonde girl, and I think she's like a
Oh,
werewolf or something in the series.
okay. I haven't
That'll
watched
be
it,
the
so
next. Yeah, that'll be the next one. They'll definitely add that next year.
she can be
That out.
dancing too.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Just that. Wow. What an animatronic. Well, I
So,
think I'm going to have to go because I think my brunch slash breakfast slash dinner or lunch, I don't know what it is anymore, is ready. So I
so
got to
you
call it a
you can
day.
just say tea time, right? It's tea
Yeah, tea
time.
time. It's tea time.
I should
It's
probably
been
have
really
some.
good to speak to you.
Yeah, it's fun. I think if it's like a hangout for a couple hours, right? Just
Yeah,
talk
it's
about
just a hangout
Halloween,
video. That's what you have to call it. The
right?
hangout.
Halloween
Hangout
hangout.
with the
Yeah.
middle-aged men talking about
It
middle-aged
sells
things.
itself, right?
I'd watch it.
Yeah. Uh,
Fun.
you, me, and the person that you saw out that saw your castle video.
Oh yeah. Hi, if you're watching. Oh,
Thank
still,
you. We appreciate it.
we appreciate You creep me out, but but thanks, thank you.
Everybody, thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed this random Halloween conversation and join in by commenting down below. We really appreciate it. Again, you've probably already seen part one, but if you haven't, check out Halloween Dan's channel for part one. Again, links down below. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. I am Scared Dad. Spooky season's coming, so go get ready.
Yeah, and I didn't say it for you.
I think, well, and I didn't forget it, which is great.
Yeah,
This is the first time we've like kind of nailed it.
I know. I think so. Anyway, yeah.
So, all right,
Right.
Dan, it's been fun,
It's been a lot of fun. You go
and
back to bed for an hour or so.
it's time to get to work now. It's
Oh
8:15 here.
God.
So, all
Oh God. Okay, mate.
right, cool. Take care, and
You
we'll
too.
talk soon.
I'll speak to you soon. Bye,
Sounds
bud.
good.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.